shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate, when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Kept the shim, break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Welcome to another edition of Precept upon Precept, IUIC New Orleans. Thursday nights, I'm Officer Matthew, and to my left,
Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
And today we got a good show for y'all today, but before we get into it, we're going to get into the Watchman Report.
Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Good evening. Lord's will, everybody had a great day in captivity. Wasn't that bad. So without further ado, let's get right into the articles, please. Turn it down a little bit. All right, come on with the articles. IT, we should make shirts. Pray for the IT team. Good fundraiser. Kyle Rittenhouse says he's going to Texas A&M and it's going to be awesome. The university disagrees. Next. All right, so he said he's going to A&M.
This dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a degree in shooting people, so I guess he's got to further that education.
Is that the Aggies or is that Hook 'em Horns?
That's the Aggies.
He's going to Texas Armed and Maniacal.
There you go.
That's a good one.
All right, next article, please. Arizona cops told drowning man, "I'm not jumping in after you," as he begged for help. Body camera transcript shows. So he pretty much.
Black man.
Oh, it was a brother. He just watch him. Hey, man, look, you should learn how to swim. Damn. Captivity. All right, next article. House votes to set minimum age of 21 for buying semi-automatic weapons in response to spate of shootings. It's probably not going to change anything because their parents are just buying for them. All right, next article, please. Bishop Zakati's lawyer requests house arrest to serve sentence for sexual abuse due to health problems. This is your Catholic church. Ain't nobody, why the pastors ain't over there talking about that? We won't say nothing about that. Next article. Come on with it. Let's keep it going. Naples Botanical Gardens builds seed bank to combat coastal erosion, sea level rise, and climate change. Israel, take heed to this because guess what? Hard times are ahead, so let's make sure we are getting our seeds and we are planting our gardens. So let's make sure we are focused on that, all right? Sustaining the nation. Tropics Watch, NHC forecasters watching several tropical waves for potential strengthening. So we are in the heart of hurricane season, so let's make sure that we are paying attention to the weather and we're doing the things we need to do. All right, next article, please. Truck drivers parking their rigs as gas prices continue to climb. Can you scroll up just a little bit? You ain't got to play the video. Just scroll up. Please. Look at that price. $3.65 for 68 gallons of diesel. Damn. That's oppression. That was the last one? That concludes the Watchman Report.
Hey, shalom, Israel. Most High Christ bless. Good to see all of y'all. Hey, make sure you subscribe to IUIC New Orleans, all right? Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us grow. We almost to 15,000. We need your help, all right? Keep it going so we can push this word out here because New Orleans damn sure need this work. Hey, let's go to the thumbnail right quick. Who made the thumbnail?
Sister Cassandra made the thumbnail.
Okay.
All praises.
Yeah.
House of Officer Mikael coming with the fire.
All praise to the Most High.
So gas prices, gender, and guns. Babylon is falling. You know what's interesting? And shout out to Captain Shim for coming up with this title and topic.
Yeah.
What's crazy is a lot of the empires that came before America imploded from within.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have gas prices, the gender thing, and guns, it's all indicative of Babylon falling.
The age of decadence is what they call it.
Yes.
When there's lawlessness, government is too overbearing, and sexual liberation.
Yep.
Your kingdoms come to an end.
Man. And we're going to start with them gas prices first, Israel. So look, I know y'all been seeing it. I mean, on my way down here, gas was $4.50 a gallon. Matter of fact, it was $4.57. $4.57 for 1 gallon of gas. Let's get that first picture up. So $119.96 for 17.748 gallons of gas.
Bruh.
17 gallons of gas, $120.
That's a light bill.
Damn.
Bruh. That's a major house bill.
That's a bill.
That's an apartment light bill. That's damn near a car note. That's car insurance for sure. That's car insurance for sure. Bruh.
That's a cell phone plan.
That's a cell phone bill. Unless you're with Verizon, you're gonna pay like $400.
Yeah.
But look at the price of gas. What do you think is gonna start happening? You think people are actually gonna start taking the pay decreases at work? You think they're gonna start putting up with their boss's BS at work? They're gonna drive several miles. You know what I'm saying? Most people live within what, 30, 45 minutes of their job. Back and forth, that's like a quarter tank.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I filled up a half a tank. It was $50.
Yep.
A half a tank, it was $50.
I remember Kings of Comedy when D.L. Hughley told that joke about when he got to work and got fired. You knew you was gonna fire me before I got here. Half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
That's how people gonna be.
Look at the prices that we have in this society right now. This ought to show everybody that things are going downhill. This is historic. Nothing in this world has ever had gas prices this high. But
Yeah, that's Sleepy Joe for you.
I mean, even in the midst of the OEF, OIF was gas price. Gas price they never got that.
No,
high.
they weren't that high. No.
At all. They were like high threes.
Maybe. But
That's ridiculous.
That's
Almost
unheard
$5 in the South. I can imagine the West Coast and the
Right.
East Coast.
oh yeah, they got huffies.
You know what I'm
Riding them
saying?
Huffies, they pedaling. Probably got roller skates.
I'm gonna have to get with you, Officer Michael. We're gonna have to get some horses.
Yeah, something. Hey, let's do it.
For real.
I'm with
Hey,
it.
we in the South. I'll be on the interstate with a horse.
Do it.
Hey, go to the next article. Article number 2. We gonna go down the line. So, hey, what's funny about this article? I see a lot of I don't know if y'all see it, but when I go to the pump sometimes, they got those Joe Biden stickers on there that said I did that.
I did that.
You seen them? You seen them?
Yes, yes.
Bruh, they smashing on Joe Biden right now. Now, I'm not going to say, because we don't give a damn who the president is anyway, because, you know, we don't vote. But I will say this. I ain't heard no trash talk about Trump in a long time.
Hey, didn't Putin say Trump is welcome to visit Russia at any time, but
Yep.
Sleepy Joe can't come no more?
Exactly. I ain't heard nobody talk no issue about Trump. I mean, what y'all gonna say about Trump? He was racist. At least you knew that where he stood. He ain't say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And then once he get in office, everything starts skyrocketing. Like, come on, bro. How much do you need to see in this world to see that the gas prices is just the beginning? That stuff was just the beginning. And there's always a motive behind all of that stuff. Always. Why do you think gas price is so high? And only 5% of the oil that we get comes from Russia. 5. Most of our, or the bulk of our oil come from Canada.
Canada. Yes, sir.
The bulk of it come from Canada. Why is gas prices so high now? Because they want to stock up on war. That's what they want to do. They want to stock up for war. They often, we you know, us in our 30s and up, we know about, you know, the rap songs that say don't go to war unless you get your money right.
Yeah.
What you think the U.S. doing?
Getting their money right.
They getting their money right. What you think? It's cheap to send troops to war? Nah. They want to pay them. They want pay increases. They want all of that stuff. Those of y'all who are in, you already know. They give you a pay increase, you about to go to war. You about to earn every bit of that 6-8%, whatever percent it is, you going to earn every bit of it. You going to like it, but you going to earn it. Let's go to that article.
4 reasons high gas prices aren't Joe Biden's fault, and one critical way he's adding to the problem.
So they say it ain't his fault, right? But let's see what the article say.
As the summer travel season heats up, gas prices are soaring, and Americans aren't happy about it. The average price of a gallon of gas moved to a record high of $4.91 nationwide on Tuesday.
$4.91 nationwide. Lord. Go ahead.
That's a 61% increase from a year ago and more than double what it was when President Biden took office in January 2021. As a result of rising costs, 7 in 10 Americans now say inflation is the most critical issue facing the nation, according to a recent Pew Research poll.
Now think about this. You have spoiled Americans, right? Mm-hmm. We have spoiled Americans that can't do the things that they used to do, right? Inflation is going up so much that they don't have money for the extras that they used to have. They can't splurge the way they used to splurge. They can't get what they used to get. Now, I'm a parent. You're a parent. You're a parent. What happens when a spoiled child can't get what they want.
Temper tantrums.
They act out.
Yeah,
They act
throw a
out.
fit.
So do you think that the inflation that's happening, that people ain't gonna start acting out?
Yes, they are.
Look at it. I mean, we went from low twos paying gas to now double that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they said, 61% increase. What you think people gonna start doing? They can't go visit grandma because they can't afford it. They can't give their children cars to go to college. They can't afford it. Gas price is too high. You can't do these things for your kids, stuff that you didn't set aside and plan for, but now you dipping into your savings and all of that stuff. And we talking about black people. Yeah, they got black people that give their children cars when they go to college. They got black people that, you know, are financially responsible and do try to give their children some sort of leg up. But how you going to do that now? How you going to do that now? Read on.
And many blame the president for their rising cost of living, especially when it comes to the price of filling up at the pump.
Because guess what? Like we've been reading several times over, the gases thing is just the beginning. What about food?
Right.
What about food? Everybody's getting on this healthy tip now, right? Everybody wants to eat the vegetables and, you know, eat vegan this and gluten-free that. How you going to do that? And your gluten-free stuff went from $4 a bag to $8 a bag. Your little plant-based nuggets went from $3 a bag to $6 a bag. Apples went from what? Like $1 and some change a pound. They're like $3 a pound now right now.
Yeah.
Apples. You know what I'm saying? Bananas, 99 cents a pound. They're like $2.13 a pound now. When food go up, guess what? People really start when people start getting hungry. That's when stuff really start hitting the fan. That's why leadership is always telling us about the storehouses, getting our stuff together. Why do you think we ate our children? Think about it. You think we was in our right mind when we started to do that? Like we just sat around and we saw our child and was like, that's a meal right there. Do you know the psychological frame of mind you got to be in to get to the point to where you look at your flesh and blood and see a meal?
It's like the scripture say, smitten with madness. It says you would be smitten with madness. So you think about that. You starving. You don't know, let alone where your next meal coming from. You don't know if you're going to live the next day. Because nothing was coming in, nothing was coming out. There was a supply chain breakage, for lack of better words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sound familiar, huh?
Don't it, though? Go back to the article.
He's pushing back against the idea that he's responsible, saying at a White House press conference last week. The idea we're going to be able to click a switch, bring down the cost of gasoline, it's not likely in the near term.
Of course. So what he's trying to say is, it's not like we could just flip a switch and make the gas prices go back. But let's not keep in mind, they control Venezuela, which has, what is it, the most or the second largest oil reserve in the world. Most of our oil comes from Canada. The rest comes from scattered areas in the Middle East. Not that many places that involve Russia do we get oil from. But yet gas prices is still going high. Watch what they blame on it. Go ahead.
But just 27% of voters say they approve of the president's handling of rising gas prices, according to a new ABC News IPOSO poll. So who's right, the president or voters? The policies of the executive branch can undoubtedly play a role in the price of gas.
So the executive branch, we got 3 branches of government. All right. We got 3 branches of government. The executive branch can play a role in the price of gas. Go ahead.
And Biden is just the latest in a long line of presidents to be blamed for rising costs at the pump. But experts say there's more to the story.
Well, let's see. Read.
And Biden has been trying. He ordered a record-setting release of 180 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve in late March and has been pushing to get producers to increase supply. But thus far, he's been unable to quell rising energy costs.
Why? Because you have something called supply chain crisis.
Mm-hmm.
You have something called inflation without the cost of living increase. If people are not being paid, they're not going to do the work. If they're not going to do the work, everything else is going to fail, starting with the supply chain, because that feeds the nation. Like, Michael, you just brought that up in the article. If they got CDL drivers that are parking their trucks because gas prices are too high, how is the food going to go from the dock to the store? How?
And another thing, too, that's probably going to hit, it's hot outside. Before it was cold, you can't run your truck because you got the heat.
Right.
Same issue. You been heat casualty sitting in one of them hot trucks, like a death box in there. No air circulating through there. You got to run your truck to keep the AC going. And that's fuel. You burning diesel. That stuff's what, $5.19 a gallon in some spots?
Yep.
It ain't gonna happen, bro. Ain't nobody gonna move their truck for less than $8 a mile, and ain't nobody gonna pay $8 a mile.
Nope. Go back to the article.
I think the president gets wrongly blamed for most of the increase in gas prices. Patrick D. Hahn, head of petroleum analysis at the real-time fuel pricing app Gas Buddy, told Fortune much of why we're paying higher prices today has less to do with Biden and more to do with COVID, Russia, and other issues.
Now let's look at that.
I say blame him.
Now let's look at that. He said it's got less to do with Biden, but it got more to do with COVID, Russia, and other issues.
COVID?
Who was giving out weed for COVID vaccines? I mean, let's not forget that they did this now.
Blunts, huh?
Huh?
You had them blunts out, wasn't he?
Let's not forget that they did this. Who was paying people to take the COVID vaccine?
Didn't he hand out crack pipes too?
He handed out what was it, $40 million or something like
For some
that?
crack.
Tens of millions of dollars in crack pipes.
Yeah.
You spent tens of millions of dollars on crack pipes, bruh.
Yeah, he did.
But it ain't his fault though. It ain't his fault.
Oh, it ain't his fault.
It ain't his fault though. Let's not forget this big push of getting vaccinated. Every single day, it was death and despair. You know what I'm saying? Every single day, death and despair. And y'all was steady pushing it. Telling people they either had to get the jab or lose their job. So if people are losing their jobs left and right, the supply chain is affected.
Mm-hmm.
Supply chain is affected. Gas prices got to go up to supplement that. Then they say it's got to do with Russia. Who started that nonsense with Russia in the first place?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, ain't he the leader of the free world?
Yes.
Yeah.
You talk to this dude. You talk to Russia. You did that. You talk to them people. He mad. Putin mad at Biden. You know what I'm saying? he that's what he mad. He mad at him. So how is it that now it ain't got nothing to do with Biden, but more to do with COVID and Russia and other issues that he is the face of because he's the president.
Ain't he sending like millions or billions of dollars over to Ukraine right now? Couldn't
Yes.
he utilize that to kind of like relieve the pressure of the gas prices?
Yes, he's sending
Okay.
money to the Ukraine. They're sending money to Israel, who is, by the way, attacking Palestine, and they messing with Iran over there. I mean, look at what's going on. Look at what's going on. They don't want to blame Biden, but he is the forefront of all of the other stuff that's going on.
He writing all kind of checks.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hey, can you blame old Papa Doc Biden for fake thugging? I mean, you know.
I mean, you got to look at it, man. This is one of the reasons why Babylon is falling. It's imploding from within. The money system is failing. The people eventually will start to get a little restless. Watch this. Go to 2nd Esdras 16:21.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case.
Because that's what we used to think. When gas was $1.09. You know what I'm saying? You can get a 2-bedroom apartment for $550 a month. You could get a used car for $1,000. You can go to the grocery store with literal food stamps.
Yeah.
And they give you cash back.
And they give you cash back. Literal food stamps that you cut out of a book.
Yep.
Go there and get change back. Everything was good.
Them days is long gone.
You know what I'm saying? We thought we was in good case. Read on.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and a great confusion.
So even then, when we seem to be in good case, when the food is plentiful, the money is rolling in, everybody getting paid, even then, that's when the sword, the famine, and all kind of confusion is going to come up. We're going to touch on some of that confusion later on in the show. There's a whole lot of confusion going on. But guess what? This shows you this country is falling. Falling. We got another article on that, on the gas? Go ahead. Oh, man. Yeah. Definitely put this one up.
Yep.
Definitely put that one up. All right, now. Go ahead, Micah.
Iran says it expects confiscated oil cargo to be returned in full.
Now, this is the thing.
Confiscated oil cargo.
We didn't even know they did that. Who gave the order?
Papa Doc,
Dude,
Who gave the order?
the leader of the free world.
The leader of the free world said, take the oil.
Papa Doc.
and it's Coon Jake right now saying, I want him reelected. I know he's had his ups and downs, but he's working through it. It's Negroes right now want this dude back in office.
Yep. The same one that made the 1994 crime bill is not a president.
Yep.
Messing
Called y'all
everything
super
up. Didn't Obama say that? He said, if anybody could F this up, Joe could F this up.
Yeah.
He said that.
He said it.
Hey, let's read that article.
Iran said it expects oil cargo confiscated by the United States off the coast of Greece to be returned in full following a Greek court decision overturning an original ruling to allow its seizure.
So they use Greece. The partner, one of the 10, they used the partner to go ahead and confiscate Iran's oil. Go back to the article.
The case arose when Greece in April impounded the Iranian-flagged Lana with 19 Russian crew members on board near the island of Eva because of European Union sanctions.
Now, who's in control of sanctioning people out of the EU?
America.
America.
That would be America.
Who's the leader of America?
Papa Doc.
So Babylon putting sanctions on people. And now they want their stuff back in full. Let's read the article.
The U.S. in May confiscated part of the Iranian oil on board, transferring it to another ship following the initial Greek court ruling.
Now, confiscating one thing. You know what I'm saying? They not only confiscate, they took the oil and transferred it from one ship to another, meaning they took their oil. Don't bishops say it all the time? They robbed the wealth of nations. They just got robbed. Iran got robbed.
It sounds like the United States is out here carjacking people for their oil.
That's what it sounds like. We need oil. You got it. Let me get that up off you. What you got on my oil barrels?
For real.
Run that oil.
What you got on my 40, homie?
Go ahead.
The Greek court's decision to overturn that ruling has not yet been made public. Following intensive follow-up, the Greek Court of Appeals will overturn the initial court ruling on the confiscation of Iranian oil, and the entire oil shipment will be returned. Iranian Ambassador Ahmad Nadiri said, "The issue remains the subject of intense consultations between the two countries to ensure full implementation of the ruling," he added on the embassy's Twitter account.
So he's saying y'all gonna return the oil. It's gonna happen. Watch this. Keep on going.
Greek media reported that the Lana was believed to be carrying more than 100,000 tonnes of Iranian crude in breach of U.S. and European Union sanctions on Iran.
They had 100,000 tons of Iranian crude oil. 100,000 tons. That's not by the barrel. That's 100,000 tons. We don't even know how many barrels that is.
They jacked them people, bro.
Oh, they gonna say it. Go back to the article. Go down to President Ibrahim.
President Ibrahim Raisi said on Thursday that Iran had showed it would stand up to bullies. Like bullies, they stole our ship.
They robbed them.
Damn.
He said, like bullies, they stole our ship. They robbed them. Go ahead.
Wait. Hold up. Ain't Iran the same place where they killed the number 2?
Soleimani.
Yep.
Now y'all jacking their crude oil? But why y'all keep messing with these people? Leave the people alone. But Iran ain't gonna just keep standing there getting bullied, bro.
They not. They not.
But then again, you know it's Bible prophecy.
All right.
Hey. Remember your
I'm
nature.
telling you.
Remember your nature.
I'm telling you.
Dragons of Arabia.
Go ahead.
Iran proved that the era of hit and runs is over, and we seized 2 of their ships. How many times do you want to test the Iranian nation? Razazi said in remarks carried by state television.
How long you trying to test a gangster? That what he said. How long you trying to test us? Like y'all done killed 2 of our leaders. We didn't forget that. Now y'all robbed us of our oil. Y'all stole our ship. We gonna stand up to you. That's what they saying. Get that second Esdras.
All I'm gonna say is, y'all remember what happened to Papa Doc? Kept bullying that man and beating that man up. At the end, that man won.
15-29.
Papa Doc lost. That's all I'm gonna say.
15-29.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
Now, what would be one of the causes for the dragons of Arabia to unite and come against them with many war tanks?
You keep jacking my oil?
And military artillery. Because right now, oil run the world, don't it?
Yeah.
And now you taking their food.
Yeah.
You got your hand in their pocket.
Choking on my pocket.
Go ahead.
And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth. that are all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
Yeah, because when they start getting together, y'all going to be scared. Go ahead.
Hey, they was scared when that red flag of doom went up.
Oh, yeah.
They was nervous. Oh, they was nervous.
Go ahead.
Also, the Carmanians,
Carmanians are the Iranians. Go ahead.
raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood.
Why would they be raging in wrath? Maybe because they getting robbed, point blank range. Maybe because they got bullies like Babylon that's just taking their stuff, setting sanctions on them. Go ahead.
And with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Who they going to join battle with? The rest of Saudi Arabia. The rest of Ishmael.
Hey, look, and that Assyria is prophecy for the United States. It said the Carmanians will waste a portion of Assyria. So the Iranians will waste a portion of Babylon, a.k.a. the United States.
Yep.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand.
The upper hand mean they going to start to win. Go ahead.
Remembering their nature.
Remembering that they are wild men. Remembering that they're brothers. That, hey, we need to work together because this is the common enemy. Go ahead.
Remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them.
They're going to conspire together. They're going to come against Babylon. Babylon is going to fall. It's falling right now. We are witnessing. We are live and direct witnesses of the fall of an empire.
Yep. Hey, look, it said the Carmanians will waste a portion of the land, right? If you look in every major city, there's, we call them all Arabs, but a lot of them are Iranians that run these gas stations.
Yep.
And they're in every major city.
Yep. Persians.
They sitting on the bomb.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it. Oh, yeah, and they run South America. Don't think these people ain't got no money. Don't think that they're just subjected to over there in Iran and Afghanistan. Don't think that. They're all over. And they got the gas stations in those places, too. The doggone head of Dutch Guyana is doggone Persian. Elam. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. These people, they are not playing. They are playing on a level that Negroes is not even familiar with. That's why you talk about the chip. Babylon falling right now. What the hell a chip got to do with anything?
Negroes watching.
You can't buy and sell without the chip. You can't buy and sell without a social security number either.
Them same Negroes that's hollering about the chip sitting right now while we bringing out prophecy, they watching the NBA Finals.
The NBA Finals is on.
Exactly.
Damn. Show you how far removed I am. I was watching doggone IUIC events, watching that Deuteronomy 28 breakdown. Verses 16 and 17 videos is out.
That's what you need to be watching.
But look, don't go nowhere, all right? Don't go nowhere. Because the next portion of this, we're going to talk about this whole gender thing. You ain't going to want to miss that, all right? We got some commercials. We're going to be right back.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
Garrisons.
say nothing good can come out of Nazareth. Nah, confined to the hood, the flesh who we battle with, yeah. And we go to war with the heathen nation. My people too tough to get behind me Satan. Ungodly wretches, our leaders. Exceed the profane, this spirit of Jason. Yeah. My eyes always looking for Korah and Dathan. Generation of vipers, women raised the wicked nation. Got an uphill battle, we know the Lord can save them. Who knew through the milk grew a strong foundation? We the golden rose that rose out of desolation. Chose purple and gold cause everybody hate them. We the mustard seed that grew out of concrete. I don't talk, let the oracles of God speak. And my brothers still children at a market. That whip blew up, let the laws of God spark it. It's flames. Wonder what a life into me, I felt shame. Mama got mad, told her don't call me by my cool name. Family look at me like I'm playing games, I act strange. I chose wisdom, so I'm not the same. I chose wisdom and demanded change. And she showed me this world is my suitor. Gotta let the Holy Spirit sit in your medulla. He told me that I ain't black, I'm from Judah. And if you want the kingdom, gotta prove ya. Yes. They say nothing good can come out of Nazareth. Nah, confined to the hood, the flesh who we battle with, yeah. And we go to war with the heathen nation. My people too trouble get behind me Satan. Ungodly wretches, our leaders.
Shalom, this is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I have an important message about your leaders in the Christian church. Your bishops, pastors, reverends, and ministers are all lying to you and leading you straight to damnation. The truth is, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Jesus Christ is a black man with white wool hair, according to Revelation chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. We as the Israelites must keep the commandments in the faith of Christ to receive salvation, as it is written in Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. I've challenged and debated Christian authorities all over the world on these issues. Not one of them has been able to negate this truth. Your pastors have led you astray, worshiping pagan holidays and false gods, just as in the days of old. So join us on our mission to restore the true nation of Israel before the decree goes forth. The work is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Visit our website at israelunite.org or call us at 855-484-4842 to learn more and visit our schools. Shalom.
All right, y'all, we back. The topic of discussion is gas prices, gender, and guns. All right. So look, next portion we're gonna get into is the gender portion. Cause seems like, you know, like the scripture said in 2nd Esdras. Go back to 2nd Esdras 16:21.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Great confusion. Great confusion. Let's get into the confusion part. Oh, my goodness.
Dwayne Wade worries about transgender daughter, still afraid every moment she leaves the house.
That is a boy, Damon.
Go back to it. Go back to it. All right. Read the go down. Read the first paragraph.
As lawmakers across the country continue to restrict the rights of transgender youth, parents share their growing fears.
You want to know why they're restricting the rights of transgender youth? It's in the word. Youth. Youth. They can't buy cigarettes. They can't buy alcohol. They can't go into a club. They can't rent a car. They can't drive. They can't, what else? They can't vote.
Not that you should, but
still and all. Just saying. They can't do none of the stuff that you need to be an actual adult to do, but you can allow them to pick their gender, who they are. Like, come on, man. When I was a kid, I wanted to be remember Beast Wars?
Yeah.
I wanted to be that. I like to be a leopard. You know what I'm saying? Jumping from tree to tree. But come on now. You can't have children making permanent decisions for themselves like that. Why? Because half of it is a trend. Half of them doing it because it's trending. And y'all are enforcing that on them. And went from them trying to make the excuse of, oh, they're just born like that, to now you're creating the environment. It's plain to see. Nurture versus nature.
Hey, watch this. Wisdom of Solomon 14:23.
The book of Wisdom. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites.
So it says, while they slew their children in sacrifices, these are actual sacrifices. The Wayne Wade and Gabrielle Union aren't strangers to those circles where they do those things.
Nope.
That's why Dwayne Wade walking around here with capri pants on.
Didn't Dwayne Wade say he used to wear his sister's shoes?
Yeah.
So he living vicariously through his son. I don't already came to grips with that. He is living vicariously through his son.
Watch this, because you said it's a trend and it's what's going on in society. Read 24.
Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages.
They kept neither lives nor marriages. You'd rather be a hoe instead of a housewife. That's popular right now. Read.
Any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery.
Grieved them by adultery. So you out here sleeping with men's wives and wives sleeping with women's husbands, and they killing each other. The crime rate is sky high in every major city. Black on black crime is ridiculous in every major city. It seems like every other week somebody's different has the #1 murder capital. It's either going to be Baltimore, it's going to be Philadelphia, Gary, Indiana, New Orleans, Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis. Read.
Verse 24.
25.
So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation.
It said it reigned in all men without exception blood, meaning they see blood, a murderous spirit. It says manslaughter. Manslaughter, but they out here fighting and killing each other. What else did it say? Theft, the carjackings here in New Orleans especially, and dissimulation, meaning they fake. They don't show no real love to it. They don't understand how to love each other. Read.
Corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury.
So when they do get caught, they lying on the stand. Perjury. Read.
Disquieting of good men.
Disquieting of good men.
Forgetfulness of good terms. Defiling of souls. Changing of kind.
What?
Changing of kind.
Changing of kind. That's that gender part we talking about. Read.
Disorder in marriages.
Disorder in marriages. Now you got men to marry men, women marrying women, women that think they're men marrying men that think they're women. They're marrying animals. I seen one article where somebody wanted to marry a chair, marrying airplanes. The hell is this? Read.
Adultery and shameless uncleanness.
Read.
For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Caesar Borgia, white Jesus. It's your fault.
And it was Dwayne Wade who said, I do not run my marriage.
Yeah, he did say that. There's disorder in his marriage.
Damn.
Deliver us from evil.
Damn.
Deliver us from evil, for real.
All beasts cleave to their like. So he ain't innocent in this. Go back to the article.
One parent among those afraid is former NBA star Dwayne Wade, whose daughter Zaya came out as transgender in 2020. To me, it's a joke.
Hey, you got to read that right. It says whose son Zion.
Oh, whose son Zion came out as transgender in 2020. To me, it's a joke. This is our life. We live this. Wade said on recent bans of transgender children from sports in an interview, a Time magazine, Time 100 summit on Tuesday. When you're out there making rules, if you're not experiencing this, come and live a day with my son. Come and see how it is to walk through this world as him.
Well, first of all, your son used to like women. Used to like little girl, and that's on video.
Mm-hmm.
You allowed that tranny in your house to sway your son into thinking that's a little girl now. 2, how fair would it be to let your male bone structured son compete in sports with women? I mean, look at they had one who was a basketball player. He went to the girls' team and was smashing on them. Another dude went to wrestling, smashing on them.
MMA.
Another one went to MMA
And broke like
beating the hell out of women.
This is what's going to happen. Because you look at Dwayne Wade, you look at his NBA career, NBA Hall of Famer, world champion. You look at the oldest son. The oldest son, him and LeBron James' son, wrecking shop in AAU leagues. This little boy is going to be Joanna Man. That's what Dwayne Wade wants. He want his son to be Joanna Man and go to the WNBA and wreck shop there. That's what he wants. That's why he mad about them changing rules.
Can we get a
Go ahead.
Can we get a scripture? Ecclesiastes 7:29. This is not parenting. This is not. Bishop brought it out about hard times breed strong men, good times breed weak men. His son got it too easy, and now he raising that boy to be a punk. Read it.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 29. Lo, only this have I found, that God have made man upright.
So D. Wade really needs a reality check. He needs to look at 1 Kings chapter 2 about how a man is supposed to be. And those commandments need to be taught to his son. Because God ain't in that. He's allowing his son to go down that path. But God made men upright. He didn't make that little boy to be out here twisting, walking around with a doggone dress on. He said, I made man upright. Read on.
But they have sought out many inventions.
Because his parents allowed him to seek that garbage out. His daddy saying, it's okay. You can be a girl. No, it ain't okay. It is not okay. And now he's weak. Psalm 94. Who gonna rise up? You waiting for other men to make rules for your son to be what's the term? The alphabet out here. You really looking for other men to tell you it's okay for you to call your son a girl? What the hell is wrong with this dude?
He looking for the white man to say it's all right.
Yeah, he massa.
That's what it is.
We got a lot of work to do.
That's what it is.
A whole lot.
We ain't got it yet. We ain't get it yet. That everything that they give us is not good for us. We ain't get that yet. They allowed your child to say that they could be whatever they want. But a Negro can't change from being a felon. They won't give a felon the right to expunge his record. But they'll give a 14-year-old the ability to say what his gender is for the rest of his life.
They also tell Israel to go into the bank and say, look, I identify that I have good credit. Now give me this home loan.
Yeah, I identify
2% interest.
I
no
identify
interest.
as a white man named Biff Barrington with an 850 credit score that qualifies for a 0.5 interest rate on a home loan.
No payment for the first 30 years.
Yeah. Go back to the article. And he worried about his son because of the rules in sports. Because of not police brutality, not somebody snatching him up, not getting beat up at school. They can't use these things no more. They can't use those excuses. Ain't nobody beating them people up. Half the Negroes is down low, and the other half is with it. Come on, man. Y'all can't use that whole bully excuse. Y'all creating boogeymen out of nothing. Let somebody say something bad about a transgender. What's going to happen? Their life going to be ruined.
Ruined.
They're going to look at your Facebook profile, look at where you work at. They're going to embarrass you. But you do something to black people, you get off scot-free. No repercussions, no nothing. Police killing Negroes left and right, getting off. But you say you disagree with the LGBT, now your life is in danger. Who really got the power?
They got the juice, huh?
And I'm going to show you what's going to happen when them people got the power. Go to the next article.
You know what? While they getting that article, I got a message for Steve Harvey and Dwayne Wade. Can we get Deuteronomy 23:17? Yeah, I got to throw. I know we ain't talking about it, but I got to throw Steve Harvey in there. It just has to happen. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whores of the daughters of Israel.
You got grown men out here supposed to be fathers and standing up leading their household, but they agree with their daughters being internet hoes. Read.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
And you got weak men that allow their sons to call themselves a daughter.
Hey, what's going to happen when that 40-year-old white man identifies as a 13-year-old?
Right.
What's going to happen then? What's going to happen when that 50-year-old white woman identifies as a 16-year-old? What's going to happen then? When you got a grown-up trying to get with your child? Because that's what they identify as. Now, I want you to see something. We're going to go through some things.
Transgender rights in the United States.
Now, watch this. Scroll down. Keep on going, 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 keep on going. All right. Now, marriage. One of the rights of transgender people is now they can get married. Go ahead.
In Obergefell versus Hodges, the court ruled that people have a right to marry without regard to sex. While this is commonly understood as a ruling allowing same-sex marriage, it also meant that a person's sex, whether assigned at birth or recognized following transitioning, cannot be used to determine their eligibility to marry.
But there was once upon a time in the United States where they didn't allow Negroes to get married. Now, they could have a sodomite walk in the room as I'm talking. I wouldn't know that they're a sodomite unless they said something. I wouldn't know. But let a Negro walk in the room. It's clear that's a Negro. We get discriminated on because of our race. That's true. And they think that it's wrong to disagree with someone's sexual preference. They have a sexual preference. They're not a race of people. Go back to the article. Go down, scroll down. Scroll. All right, identity documents. Go to that.
Identity documents are a major area of legal concern for transgender people. Different procedures and requirements for legal name changes and gender marker changes on birth certificates, driver's license, social security identification, and passports exist and can be inconsistent. Many states have historically required sex reassignment surgery to change their name and gender marker. However, there are increasingly few states where this is the This is the case with with Alabama being one of the last. Also, documents which do not match each other can present difficulties in conducting personal affairs.
Scroll down. So it's talking about the documents. So you could change your name now, right? Now, transgender people could change their name. You can change your sex and then change your name. I know brothers that have felonies from 10, 15 years ago and can't change their name.
Yep.
Talk about it.
They can't change their name, and they have changed their entire life, become upstanding citizens.
Sure did.
And yet you have labeled them a felon to the point to where they can't even change their name. But you will allow a 14, 12, 13-year-old to change their name and sex because of who they think they are. So who really has the upper hand here? Who's really oppressed? It ain't them. There are legal things in place for them to be as comfortable as they need to be. But the Negro in America can't even change from being a felon. Go back to the article. Scroll down. Scroll. Wait, go back up. Go up. Persons not born in the United States.
Persons not born in
Scroll up because it's yeah. All right, right there.
Persons not born in the United States and who hold status in the United States can change the gender marker on their USCIS issued certificate of naturalization.
So you can be an illegal alien, or you can be someone that's looking to get citizenship and change your gender marker. But you're still not considered a citizen until they deem that you're considered a citizen. But you're considered a woman if you're a man and you think so. You're considered a man if you're a woman and think so. But you're not an official citizen until they say so.
So let's say he's a felon, but then he identifies as a woman. So they're going to let him change his name to Tragina or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could be a felon and change your name because you transgendered. But if you're like a regular man, it's like, look, I've changed my life. I've, become a better man, a better person. I haven't had any sort of legal trouble in the past decade. Nope, you're a felon. Can't let this slide. Can't let that slide. You knew what you were doing. Come on, man. Come on, bro. But I got this little wiki thing to show you that all of these rules are being made for them. And yet black people can't even change who they are, even if they're upstanding citizens. You can be a sexual deviant and call yourself a transgender. Just look at the dude that smashed all of the women in the jail. He identified as a woman, went to jail, and was certainly doing some mannish things in there. Raping women, beating them up, taking the booty. And they let him.
And that's how you know this whole earth is out of course. Because
out of course.
When you I know some brothers, they've worked as prison guards. When they go into they have to strip them when they go in there to examine, make sure they ain't trying to sneak nothing in. You really gotta imagine they bring this dude in there, big wide back. They got women standing there. He drop his stuff. His don't look like everybody else, and you just say, okay, I'm gonna put him. How dumb do you have to be to say I'm gonna put you in there with them that have they genitalia don't look like his?
Now,
I'm gonna put him in there with them.
What it used to be is if you still got the equipment, you going over there with the people that got the equipment.
Yeah.
So
that's what it used to be.
So I was like, you really got the divine destruction. He's probably telling the guards, no, look, I know I got the junk, but I identify what they have.
Yeah.
So who's in charge? Like, just put me over there with them.
You want to know why? Because they got to do it, because that's what this Babylon is coming to. The land of confusion. Now, we built those two things up to show, one, Dwayne Wade lost his ever-loving mind. Two, they have way more rights than black people. And they try to compare their struggle with black people. You can't do it. We're a race. When we walk into a room, people fear us. When you walk into a room, they don't even know what you are. Half the time we looking at men that look like women. We used to be able to tell the difference. But these surgeries have gotten so good and elaborate, we don't know who's who until you say something. But guess what? When we walk into a room, we're instantly discriminated against.
Yeah. They don't even know what they are. Hey, real quick, off the fly, can y'all pull up the images of all the LGBTQRZSYW flags that they got? They don't even know what they are. What the hell is polyamorous? Exactly.
Non-binary. What's non-binary? That sounds like something I learned in
computer
chemistry.
programming.
That is computer code. It's zeros and ones.
Yes.
So I'm not a 0 or a 1. Are you a 2? Are you a hyphen?
You're a 3 with that big ass forehead.
They're a tilde. No, they are a tilde.
Man.
So y'all got to see. They have a lot more rights than us. Even now. If you don't think that I am telling the truth, make a post on Facebook and just put the word transgender in there. Mm-hmm. I bet you end up in Facebook jail. Just put the word gay there.
Yep.
They say they don't like to be called gay, right? But ain't the G in LGBT gay?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
yeah.
If I can't call you that, what the hell can I call you?
That's the question.
Sissy boy.
What can you call them? You can't. I don't even think they know what the hell you can call them.
Yeah.
What do you identify?
Call me as soon as we get these flags. We'll see that
they're gonna say, "Well, call me human," but you said to identify you by by your alphabet. So which is it?
I think every 5 minutes they add a new letter. It's only 26 letters in the alphabet.
Hey, I'm telling you, but why? I'm telling you, we said all this to say. Now we done talked about the gas prices and Iran and war and all of this stuff coming up. You watch. Go ahead, show the flags. So they took God's covenant to not destroy the world by a flood and made it a symbol of sodomite activity.
Look at this. Asexual, bisexual, agender, lesbian, non-binary, pansexual, gender fluid, transgender.
Across sexes?
Intersex.
Gender queer.
Right.
Twink. Pony? What the hell is a pony?
Two-spirit. What that?
Two-spirit?
Look, polyamorous.
Alley? What the hell is alley?
Pony. The hell? Pony, I guess they love horses.
Aromantic?
That's bestiality.
Androgen? Well, we already know where that came from.
Oh, that's Prince.
We already know where that came from. We were used to the androgynous thing. So the androgynous thing is part of the gay pride thing.
Wait, alley?
That's what I'm saying. What is alley? I don't know what alley is.
I would hate. You know what? I don't want to know.
Hey, go to the next article. Can't make this stuff up. So
can't make it up.
So you got transgenders going on stuff in sports, and they don't like that, because they getting restricted. So you got transgenders that are being told that, hey, I don't like what you do. You hate me.
That's it.
You hate me. But then y'all tell Negroes, we don't want you living over here. We don't want you going to this school. We don't want you working at this job.
No, they say, why don't you love me?
Name a broke sodomite that y'all know.
Not name.
I don't know nail one. I don't know one broke sodomite. Not one. Every sodomite that I've come across in life, all of them had money.
And I don't know what none of these Negroes work at.
It's like, and they got horrible work ethic. Horrible. There one girl, she was acting like a dude at a place that I was working at. Horrible work ethic. But she would not gonna get fired.
No.
Then she say, they fired me because I'm gay, like Lil Nas X. Oh, they didn't nominate me for an award because I'm gay. No, they didn't nominate you because you trash.
Music sucks.
Your music
Horrible,
sucks.
bruh.
That's the thing. And a lot of people are using this gender thing as a gateway to do whatever the hell they want to do and get accolades for being trash.
They weaponize their gender.
Yes. If you're an artist and you just so happen to be a sodomite and your art is whack, your art is whack. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You're just talentless. You have no idea what you're talking about. Go to the article.
I think it got everything to do with them, what they whack ass, but it's different of opinion.
Now you tell me what country gonna be scared of a military full of these.
Trans visibility, LGBTQ progress in military on display at DOD Pride event.
The Department of Defense had a Pride event.
All I'm gonna say is your pride gonna be suicide.
Bruh, look at Iran. Run by men who don't like Babylon, men who will put it on Babylon in a war sense. Look at Iraq. Look at Afghanistan. Look at Russia. Look at China. All of these, they call them what? Misogynistic countries and all that. But guess what? These are men who live and breathe and walk and act like men, who like women, who are strong and fit and ready for war. And here in Babylon, our military.
Hey, they didn't learn nothing from Ukraine with all them trans was trying to lead a country. That's hell no. See this paperwork right here? Use a man. Now get that rifle and go take that objective.
Exactly.
Hey, well, cry. No, don't cry now. Go take your wide back over there with your high heels and put this helmet on.
Yep.
They were not letting them leave.
And guess what? Our military is full of it. Sexual reassignment surgeries out the wazoo. You got people that's coming out left and right. And guess what? They soft. SOF capital T. Soft. Go to the article.
Transgender visibility in the U.S. military was on full display on Tuesday during the Pentagon's annual event recognizing Pride Month, which this year featured 2 transgender speakers in prominent positions in the aftermath of Biden administration lifting the transgender military ban.
Mm-hmm. Because Trump is the one that put the ban on. And Biden came back and lifted it. Said, no, we're going to give y'all free reign. Now, how you going to fight on a battlefield and you worried about getting your nails broke? How you going to fight on a battlefield and you don't even know, like, where they going to go? Like, I did go to a co-ed basic training. Where they was going to be at? Like, what floor was they going to be at? Were they going to be with the men? They going to be with the women? They was going to be with the non-binaries? Like, guess what? On your dog tag, it's going to show your name, your social, and whether you male or female. Now, you could play it all you want. You die, your dog tag come back, and it's like, well, this was a polymorphous person. They was an alley. We have an alley here. You're like, what the hell are you talking about, man?
Else, I'd have been to places in Afghanistan where they didn't allow women on the compound. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, we were literally going to the bathroom just like PVC tubes. No running water. The food, if they didn't blow it up, they just dropped it. I've been to bases like that.
Yeah.
And women, they get infections. They can't not survive. And even trans, they can't survive in conditions like that. Not for prolonged periods of time without sanitizing themselves. But hey,
But this is what you want, though.
Yeah.
What kind of military we gonna be? Go to Obadiah, man. Verse 2.
Obadiah, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Verse 3.
He said he made not us. He made Esau small among the heathen. They are greatly what?
Are greatly despised.
They are greatly despised. Why are they greatly despised? Because for one, they ruling over people with the strong arm, right? They strong arm people out of their oil. But their defense is a bunch of, I don't know what's. A bunch of LGBTQs and all this. You don't know who's who, what's what. But they are set in defense of the nation. Imagine this. People like Zion, they're defending this country from outside threats. Just think about that. Just think about that. The outside threats that are coming here are being defended by those people. Those people with those sexual preferences. Yeah, they got to take estrogen pills. They have to take testosterone pills. You know what I'm saying? They implanted a beard on their face. They have cut their stuff off. They got silicone in their chest. And they gotta wear 40 pounds of equipment to ruck through. You know what I'm saying? 40 pounds of equipment, and they cut the equipment off.
Wow.
How are they gonna defend the nation? Bruh. Go ahead, Mikael. I know you want to say something.
Hey, look, while they got those people defending the nation, Israel, this is what you should be doing. Read Matthew 6. We say this all the time. We've been saying it for a long time. Y'all grew up in the Christian church saying this, but you had no understanding. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
In order for God's kingdom to come, this kingdom has to fall. Babylon has to fall. These things have to happen. They have to put these translucents, these translucents in the military in order for this prophecy to come to pass and God's kingdom to come. We must pray both for the salvation of the righteous and the destruction of the wicked. Read on.
Give us this day our daily bread.
So we got to read these scriptures daily. That's it on that.
Hey, go to Nahum 3:13 right quick, and then we're going to go into the guns portion. 5. Shoot, we started late.
Umber.
Nahum chapter 3 and verse 13. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women.
The people that are in the midst of thee are women.
Hey, that's a cut.
The people that are in the midst of thee are women. Read it again.
Ooh. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women.
Read.
The gates of thy land shall be set wide open unto
Why
thy
they
enemies.
set wide open? Because women cannot defend men. You can't have no nation defended by women. They ain't built like that.
Precept.
Go ahead.
That's a cold precept.
Thy land shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars.
Why is it going to do that? Because you're defenseless. Why? Because everybody in the midst of y'all is a woman. All these men want to be women, and they're the ones that's going to defend this nation? Hell no.
Hey, also, I remember the movie The Expendables. I think it was part 2. I can't remember. The men would come and take the boys, and then it was a scene like in Russia somewhere, and the women were trying to fight off the men. They couldn't. Bullets flying all sporadic, and the men were laughing at them. The Expendables showed up like, he's like, man, you might want to take cover. They're shooting at us. He said, man, it seemed like the safest spot is like right in front of their barrels. Like they were just, it's complete chaos. They were clowning them because there were no men there. The women were trying to fight off the men, and it just wasn't happening.
Damn.
Hey,
let's go to the next part, Article 7. Now we're gonna talk about the guns. You done seen what happened with the gas. You done seen what happened with the gender. And trust me, this country, Babylon is gonna fall, bro. They got a bunch of T-boys and T-girls defending the nation, bro. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna work.
Bruh.
Matthew.
This guy.
Mm-hmm. The actor, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
He from Uvalde.
Matthew McConaughey praised for speaking out against gun and extremism.
Wait. Go back. Read the title again, and I want everybody to look at the picture.
Matthew McConaughey praised for speaking out against gun extremism.
Oh, damn.
Well, you know, it's an automatic video.
Yeah.
Come on. Go down to the article.
The whole point was his face when they talk about extremists. He looked really extreme. He looked jokerish, as a matter of fact.
Matthew McConaughey is being praised for his speech about the mass shooting that occurred in his hometown of Uvalde, Texas. The Hollywood star gave an impassioned speech at the White House in which he centered on the victims whose lives were cut short and the grief of their families.
Scroll down. Finally, a famous white male.
Finally, a famous white male gun owner is publicly outraged at gun extremism. Thank God. Thank you, Matthew, tweeted activist Shannon Watts in a viral tweet.
It wasn't enough that everybody else was outraged about it, but it was Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
He's the guy that wears no shoes while he's acting, and he talks in a really cool tone, and he's a really laid back, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. And he's a gun owner, and he is outraged. Now I feel better.
So not the fact that children lost their lives.
No.
The devil
Hey,
is outraged.
wasn't they all happy when he came with his little paddle boat to New Orleans with a shotgun too?
Oh,
Matthew McConaughey
Damn.
in the little paddle boat with a shotgun talking about he was gonna save Negroes. That's what y'all problem is. Y'all see white Jesus every time he opened his mouth. That's the devil, man.
Didn't that woman say when the prophets were teaching, his heart bleed red just like mine?
She better go sit up.
That what they say?
Behind down somewhere.
Hey, go to the YouTube video, the next one. The first minute, and then we're going to jump to the last 3 minutes. I mean, think about it. If you had a dude that you was at war with, right? You was at war with this guy. And the person that he came to you to try to whoop you with was his girlfriend. How serious would you try to take that dude? Like, the person that's going to fight for him, you're a guy, 6 foot, 210, 215. He going to send Shaniqua at 5'6" and a half, 170 pounds. And she going to come and fight you for him. You punching her down, and you probably going to smack him around just cuz.
Yeah.
Imagine that's what they're going to do here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to do. That's when they're going to say, is this the man? Is this the man? They're probably going to say, is it a man? Damn it. Is it a man? I'm not sure.
You gotta translate it. This
Y'all
nigga.
got the YouTube video? All right, the first minute.
My name is Dr. Roy Guerrero. I'm a board-certified pediatrician and was present at Uvalde Memorial Hospital the day of the massacre on May 24th, 2022 at Robb Elementary School. I was called here today as a witness, but I showed up because I am a doctor. Because how many years ago I swore an oath to do no harm. After witnessing firsthand the carnage in my hometown of Uvalde, to stay silent would have betrayed that oath. Inaction is harm. Passivity is harm. Delay is harm. So here I am, not to plead, not to beg or convince you of anything, but to do my job, and hope that by doing so, it inspires the members of this house to do theirs. I've lived in Uvalde my whole life. In fact, I attended Robb Elementary School myself as a kid. As often is the case with us grown-ups, we remember a lot of the good and not so much of the bad. So I don't recall homework or detention. I remember how much I loved going to school. What a joyful time it was.
So this guy is a doctor, and he went to the school that the massacre happened at. Last 3 minutes.
To the list of survivors. But as I waited there with my fellow Uvalde doctors, nurses, first responders, and hospital staff for other casualties we hope to save, they never arrived. All that remained was the bodies of 17 more children and the 2 teachers who cared for them, who dedicated their careers to nurturing and respecting the awesome potential of every single one, just as we doctors do.
Go back.
I'll tell you why I became a pediatrician.
Go back.
Because I nurturing and respecting the awesome potential of every single one.
Go back to where you started at, where the beginning of the last 3 minutes, and try to go like 15 seconds before that. Because you said they was there, but people didn't show up.
Their identities was a blood-splattered cartoon clothes still clinging to them, clinging for life and finding none. I could only hope these 2 bodies were a tragic exception to the list of survivors. But as I waited there with my fellow Uvalde doctors, nurses, first responders, and hospital staff for other casualties we hope to save, they never arrived. All that remained was the bodies of 17 more children and the 2 teachers who cared for them, who dedicated their careers to nurturing and respecting the awesome potential of every single one.
So they were looking for more children to save, but they couldn't. Wonder why? Because there were none. All of those kids that died. Imagine being a pediatrician at a school and you visiting the school that you went to yourself. And you got to clean up bodies of kids, babies. All because of some nut job and his gender misidentity, so-called anyway. Because, they got to blame it on the gender stuff to try to make it stick.
Right.
Because that's what's trending right now. Everybody's blaming the gender people. No. He was a nut job. And he did some wickedness. Go to the next video. Yep. Now this guy is something. I'm glad we ended on this note, because I got kind of the same message for the city of New Orleans.
Right. Babylon gotta burn. Babylon gotta fall.
Oh, it's going.
Hey, all praise to the Most High. Let
It's going.
these promises
Look,
come through.
They got its citizens can't afford to even move in its own country.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The food is becoming more expensive. The gas is expensive. The housing markets is crashing. The inflation is ridiculous. In the middle of all of that, You got people that's misinformed about their gender, holding other people in some sort of guilt session because they don't approve of their lifestyle, not their race, not their background, their lifestyle, their sexual preference, and they think that they're being bullied. Meanwhile, you got this country bullying other countries, taking their stuff, robbing them like Debo. They over there getting mad as hell, ready to bring war to this place, and y'all worried about whether or not you can go into the boys' or girls' bathroom. That's what their main focus is on. They focus is on, why aren't you calling me a man? Why aren't you calling me a woman? Really? I could call you a corpse if Iran get their behinds over here. I could call you that. I could call you another number in a mass grave once them shells start popping off.
That's why they can't stand the Israelites, because they know we ain't selling out for nobody.
Exactly.
You a boy or you a girl. I don't know buy nothing.
Right.
What's the name of that charcoal that you get from Walmart?
Kingsford charcoal.
King's charcoal?
Kingsford, I think.
Kingsford. I can call you Kingsford. That's what you're gonna be, charcoal. I'm gonna call you Kingsford.
Right.
I ain't gonna call you man or woman. I'm gonna call you Kingsford. Y'all got that YouTube video? Go ahead, play it.
Arnulfo Reyes says he and his fourth grade class were enjoying end of school year celebrations when the unthinkable happened. That gunman entered his classroom, and we want to warn everyone watching that what Mr. Reyes says, describing what those children went through as they called for help, is extremely difficult to hear.
And I said, if I die, don't let it be in vain.
This morning, Arnulfo Reyes, the fourth grade teacher in room 111 at Robb Elementary School, telling his story for the first time as he recovers in the hospital from 2 gunshot wounds hit during the horrific massacre that took 19 students and 2 teachers' lives.
It was our typical morning, and we ate breakfast together. It was going to be a good day because it was going to be our day of awards. And some kids in my class that hadn't gotten an award, all year, we're going to get an award that day.
Reyes says the children were enjoying the end of the year celebration. And while some students went home after the ceremony, 11 from his class stayed behind. They were watching a movie when all of a sudden gunfire rang out.
The kids started asking out loud, Mr. Reyes, what is going on? And I said, I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and get under the table and act like you're asleep. As they were doing that, and I was gathering them under the table and told them to act like they were going to sleep, is about the time when I turned around and saw him standing there.
The gunman entering classroom 112 at 11:33 a.m., then making his way into 111 through a connecting door, opening fire. Reyes shot twice, a bullet hitting him in the arm and lung, and a separate one striking his back. The 17-year teaching veteran hitting the ground.
I told my kids to act like they're asleep, so I'm going to act like I'm asleep also. And I prayed and prayed that I would not hear none of my students talk.
Did you thought you were going to die?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, while the gunman was still in the classroom, Reyes hearing police nearby. According to law enforcement, 7 officers were in the building by 11:35 a.m. They took gunfire and retreated. Reyes says a child in the connecting classroom, 112, called out for help.
One of the students from the next door classroom was saying, "Officer, we're in here. We're in here." And then, but they had already left. And then,
see, the police
he got
came
up from my behind.
The police came and then they left. The police came and then left. They allowed this to go on for like an hour. This is the thing. Had this been a lily white school, that gunman would have been dead within 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He wouldn't even got to all them classrooms. His dad probably wouldn't have got in the building. But because it's a bunch of Jake children, he was allowed for an hour to wreak havoc inside of an elementary school. And the police response did nothing. Nothing. I hope this gets the attention of our people and shows them this system don't care about us. It don't care about us as a race of people. It cares more about someone's sexual preference than you as a race of people. Because this ain't our rest. This ain't our home. This right here is jail for us. This is punishment. We're here to serve out a sentence. When that sentence is up, deliverance comes. And with the deliverance comes the destruction of this country. Babylon is falling. Get it through your head. Stuff like this is going to continue to happen. There was another mass shooting earlier today in Maryland. There was a mass shooting today in Maryland. These things ain't going to stop. Get it in your head. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent. Keep God's commandments. Esau don't like you. The other nations don't like you. Hispanics, Latinos, they don't like you. They never did. They'll allow you around them for their cause, for their needs. But when stuff like this happens, they leave you out to dry. That's why it's important for us to come back to our God. That's our only protection in this society. It's keeping of God's commandments. That's our only way out. Y'all got something before we close out?
Just repent. Just repent. We got to keep the commandments, y'all.
Yep. When they allow a mass murderer maniac to stay in a building for 50 to an hour, 50 to 60 minutes, and they don't do nothing, that go to show you that they don't care about you. Much like the city of New Orleans, with all the carjackings going on and all the times the police get called and don't nobody show up. When these people start taking matters into their own hands and start killing all these little black kids that's doing all these killings and murderings and carjackings, I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all better not march. Y'all better not hold up no signs, no nothing. Because y'all should have been watching y'all kids from the jump.
You know, the pistol starter gonna have a T-shirt. You know, Ray and Pookie, they're gonna have T-shirts. It is what it is. It's gonna show them with some angel wings on it, and a barbecue chicken plate in their hand, because you know, everybody got that, you know, that cookout picture that they take, you know. So that's what's gonna be on the front of the T-shirt.
Yep.
Talking about rest in peace. No, he ain't resting in peace. Be tormented, you devil.
So look, that was our show. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe to IUIC New Orleans. Help our subscriptions go up so our viewership can grow up. All right. Make sure that y'all pay attention to the stuff that's coming out on IUIC, especially IUIC events, IUIC Captain's channel. It's a lot of information coming out. It's a lot of things being taught, a lot of things being said. Make sure that y'all keep up with it, all right? Mikael, take us away with the rest of the stuff.
Hey, look, if y'all want to continue to see shows like this, give alms. You can give alms at your local school by dropping it in the alms box at the school. Or you can give via PayPal. If you want to give the precept upon precept, you can do so via PayPal at iuic.neworleans@israelunite.org. Also, make sure y'all give to the Booster Club. We just finished mission, number 37? So you can give to the Booster Club at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. Hey, give alms, y'all. Alms make atonement for sin.
And with that, listen, Israel, things are going to get crazy. Black on black crime is at an all-time high, And guess what? These other crimes, they're going to start skyrocketing. All right? They're going to start skyrocketing. The weather going to get crazy. Things are going to start happening more and more day to day. These contractions that we're going through as a planet, it's going to get worse and worse. Y'all better start repenting. All right? We all got stuff we battle. We all got stuff we need to work on. So let's work on it. All right? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. With that, we're going to say shalom. Most High in Christ blessed. This is IUIC New Orleans, precept upon precept.
You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History